What eventually happened to your relationship with Correct, and why no sophomore album from Grav?
So Correct ended up, I don't know the exact story, but Correct ended up filing for bankruptcy, and I think it was because of, I don't know if it was a sexual harassment charge or something like that, that I heard. Because even when I talked to Newmark recently, he didn't even, he was like, for real? He was like, damn, I didn't even know about that. He said, but it might make sense, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, the label ended up folding, and they filed for bankruptcy, and it happened, I want to say it happened like right around the time I went to Africa. I was in Africa, and I had done some shows out in Africa and the whole nine, but it wasn't even on the label. I was going with a whole nother group and blah, blah, blah. But, so that's how that severed with the label. The label dissolved, and that's what that was. And I didn't even know it was happening. It just happened, it just happened. And then, I was on the label. Al Tariq was on the label, right, for Beating Us. I think, who was the other group? Manish was, there's a group called Manish that was on there. Right. And I want to say,
there's some links maybe?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so. But I want to say, so David Banner used to be in a group called Crooked Letter.
Right.
And they might have had a song that was getting ready to do something on there too. They might have been getting ready to do something. Because I know me and Banner have talked on the phone many, many, many years ago. It was him, another dude, Kamikaze. And I don't know if it was somebody else too. But that's how the label went. The label dissolved. So, that's just how that happened. No warning, no nothing, it just happened. So it had to be something that was just like, but I think if I can remember right, I think it happened while I was in Africa. It might have happened while I was in Africa, so I really didn't know. And then I went to Africa for a week and ended up staying for 2 weeks. So, when I finally came back, and I think I got news, and I was just kind of like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But that's why it was no sophomore album that way. Now, there have been projects along the way that I had worked on. Me and Little Ray had a project. Me and Little Ray had something called Game Splitters. And it was mostly me and Ray, and we got, almost nobody's heard this music. Twilight Tone produced like 2 or 3 songs. My guy Echo produced some joints, who's ill producer. But me and Ray got some music some folks never heard before. SC, you know who SC is? Mm-mm. SC a Collab producer for me. He done produced for Mob and Mary and a bunch of folks. Real down to earth, dope ass producer, sample producer, Cole. So me and Lil Ray had a project that we worked on that didn't come out though. So I didn't do another solo Grav album. But one of the reasons that I didn't is because, again, I'm a business dude as well, and I've never been about the fame thing. And I realized the difference between the capital that the artist made and everybody else made. And it was way lopsided. It was lopsided as hell. And so, that part of it was not, I wasn't enthusiastic about that type of situation. Like I made way more money doing commercials than records. So I never only one time in my life did I let, my financials lean on music. And I was like, yo, that's never happening again. Because that situation just disappeared. You know what I'm saying? Without asking nobody or whatever. It was a great wake-up call, though. I was like, yo, we ain't never getting ready to be in no situation where the guap ain't coming from there, and there at the same time. Right. And so, as far as me being so focused on another Grav album, it just wasn't on it just wasn't on my agenda so heavy because I was absent the ego like that. Like I was like, yo, this is not a quality decision. And I couldn't go live with moms or my aunt or whatever. It's me here. You know, my sister lived here. And I did get in a situation one time where I had to go there before I had a record deal. I was still in college, but you know, like, but yeah, man, it just seemed like, you know, yo, you better focus and for your ass be out here, because you know when the money gets short, you'll notice who is around and who not around. So then you got to get back on where the money at, and they keep it a buck with you. Commercials, bro. The commercials put that money back in my pocket. The commercials was already putting more money in my pocket than the record thing anyway, but the commercials put that money back in my pocket. I was like, all right, here we go. We ain't getting caught up on that no more. And so I started getting into writing more of other music, and folks that knew, they knew. Twilight Tone, he knew. Like we worked on music before, like, you know, worked on songs for some, you know, R&B acts or whatever the case. And, you know, I was just getting nicer with the pen. And then I wrote for some artists here. I met this producer, Arnold Hennings. Arnold Hennings produced Cupid for 112, some other stuff for TLC and all of that. And when we hooked up, he was like, yo, like, you know, we gotta work. And so I would be in Atlanta all the time writing and all that kind of flav, man. But I'm gonna keep doing that while I be veering off.
It's all good, man.
Initially, I remember what was
the sophomore album.
Sophomore album, right. So yeah, the sophomore album just wasn't my main focus. Music is my main focus, not me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
as long as I could expound on music more and the whole 9 yards, that's what I was going for. And so that's what I've continued to do. And been in, you know, all different kind of rooms. As long as I could create music and the whole 9, and I don't lean on music for, even though I get money, I don't lean on it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get money from a bunch of places. You know what I mean? So that's why the sophomore album didn't happen. There are some things that have been recorded that folks haven't heard, or then I was, you know, throw a song here and there and the whole 9 yards. But, you know, to do an album, man, the right way, it had to be like how we did Down to Earth or how I've worked on other albums. It's that collaborative effort that focused on making quality compositions, that whole equation, it gotta be that. And post Down to Earth, recreating that circumstance here was difficult because the capital might not have been there from a label. Plus, I am the New York dude that's here in Chicago. So to pull it off, might have had something else that needed to happen too. But like I said, man, you know, it just wasn't on a priority for me. You know, it just wasn't a priority for me like that. So.